Scorpio, welcome to Yellow Cardinal Tarot. My name's Carol, and this will be your reading for the second half of February 2024. I put out a fairly long reading for your first part of February, Scorpio. So if you haven't seen that yet, you can look in my description box below, and I think I'll link it at the end of this video as well. So in this video, we're going to be looking at what I'm calling the Yellow Cardinal Cross. So in the number one position, I'm going to look at the issue that you're dealing with right now, whether it's a problem, it's a pattern for you that's showing up, it's a struggle. And then I'm going to clarify that number two with another card. And I want to see if there's a card that's going to sort of have an impact on what the issue is. It's going to clarify number one or obscure the issue a bit. Number three position is the conscious influence. And that means this is the influence that you're aware of that's affecting or influencing this issue. And then on the right is going to be the unconscious influence. And that's going to be what's coming up in your shadow. And it's not what you're aware of because we don't know what's in your shadow. 5 on the top is going to be the card that's going to tell you what is needed for resolution for this situation that you're in. Number 6 on the bottom is going to be the resolution. It's going to be the understanding. So I think what it is probably going to be is a bit of guidance from the tarot. And yeah, so I'm hoping this helps with you as we close off the last 2 weeks in February. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask the tarot right now to give me one card for issue, the issue that you have that you're dealing with right now. Just one card, please. One card for the issue right now. One card, please, for the issue. Here it is, finally. We have the 6 of Pentacles. The 6 of Pentacles for the issue. Clarifier for this card, please, or something that it's obscuring. One card, please. Something else we need to know about this issue. One card, please. All right, we have the King of Swords. The King of Swords. And what is the conscious influence on this one? One card, please. What do I know consciously that's influencing that? I'm going to go with my first card that came out, which was this one right here. The Judgment card. The Judgment card. And what's sitting in my shadow? What don't I know? What I'm not aware of? One card for that, please. That one almost came up. One card, please. Sure that one, no, that one flipped up but went back in. Too many cards here. Oops. And this card turned up for me. I know there's a card here that turned up. Here it is. The Ace of Wands in reverse. And what's needed for resolution? Ooh, that one came out first, which is the 5. That one came out a few times today, the 5 of Wands in that position. It's interesting. And the understanding, the resolution, the other understanding. And here we go. We have the Death card. That's an interesting card for understanding. Okay. I like the Death card, though. I think there's a need for it sometimes, so I'll talk about that. You'll see what I mean when I talk about that. Okay, here we go. So, if you had a chance to see your 2024 yearly reading, Scorpio, and if you haven't, it's in my description box. But in that reading, I pulled out 12 cards for you for February, for 2024. And the card I pulled out for you for February is the Hermit card. So I'm going to use that as an overriding energy for this reading. And the Hermit card is all about, taking some time out from, just your everyday for yourself. Taking time out for yourself from things that you've been doing, kind of isolating a bit. And deciding that you're going to go inwards and deciding that you're going to kind of maybe do a little bit of shadow work. You're going to do a little bit of healing. sometimes it's just taking a step back from everything and just kind of reflecting on, you know, what's going on with your life. And I think that's the energy you're sitting in February, Scorpio. So the issue now for the end of February that's coming up is, and you know, maybe that's because of you've been sitting in this energy, because there's some real, the Six of Pentacles is all about my card of unworthiness. You have these two beggars here, and this individual is, you know, whether he's a rich man, he's deciding to give out some of his coins to these beggars, and he's asking them, each of them, you know, how much are you worth? Well, this particular individual says, I'm worth 3 coins. And so he weighs out 3 coins. And you know, maybe had he said, I think I'm worth 6, then he would have weighed out 6 coins. So sometimes we really have to take a look at, this is the unworthiness card, and it's like, how much do you think you're worth? You know, it's a really call here that's coming up, is your unworthiness is coming up, which is interesting, like I said, because you're in the hermit mode. So, you know, you're reflecting and you're kind of thinking, yeah, I have, you know, I do have some unworthiness, and maybe you want to deal with that this month. The King of Swords is coming out here, and the King of Swords is that masculine ego self part of us. We all have an ego side or masculine side, and we all have a feminine side. All of us do, whether you're, you know, doesn't matter your gender. And so this particular card is your ego self, right? And the ego self likes to come out when you're thinking about, and it's the ego self of authenticity. And we really have a tendency sometimes, we can get caught up in our head with our ego, and our ego can really tell us, you know, how much we're worth. And they do that by the sword, and the sword is our mental thoughts. And a lot of times our ego self will actually sound like people who told us how much we were worth. You know, if it can go from, you know, you're a piece of crap, or you can't do this, or you're not worthy enough, or you don't deserve this, or those kind of ideas come up sometimes. And it almost sounds like our ego self can sound like the people that put those thoughts in our heads, you know, because that's what the swords are. Swords are all about belief systems. So you're really sitting here with, I'm seeing a sense of unworthiness, and it's coming in your thought patterns. And so what are you aware of? Well, you're very much aware. This is the Judgment card, a major arcana card comes up. I like this card a lot. These people are being called. They're being called to be reborn. They're being called to, they're being nudged forward. They're being called to bring something out into the universe. Maybe they have gifts. Maybe they need to share something with the universe. And so maybe I'm seeing, you know, maybe there's something that you're feeling now that you're sitting there in this hermit mode this month, where you're feeling this, I'm trying to think of what I talked to you about in your first one. Take that cup and say yes. That was your last reading, Scorpio. So there's definitely, we're still talking about this calling, this nudge to bring something out into the world. You know, maybe you're thinking of some project you want to do. Maybe there's something you've really want to share with some people that you've been thinking about, but there's some real unworthiness there that also is creeping up on you. And that comes when you're when you really want to, you know, I was watching something with Shawn Mendes the other day, and how he had to deal with those himself, where everything had to be perfect in his life. And I think that's why he's taking a break from his singing, where I think he's really kind of in that hermit mode where I don't know why he came up, but he's really trying to deal with all those the anxiety that we have in our head, and all those feelings of having to be perfect, right? Like, where are those coming from? And I'm seeing that in this reading, where you're really hearing the call. You're ready to you know, to take your life in a new direction, bring something in this world, but you're hitting like a wall here where you're, oh, maybe I'm not really worthy of this, or I don't deserve this. And what's coming up in your shadow is this offer. There's this offer in you, you know, this creative offer, your intuition. This is your offer of getting to know yourself and through your intuition, through your inner guidance, taking your life in a new direction, finding who you really are, doing what you want to do, you know, finding your purpose. There's this your purpose is sitting in your unconscious, but there's a resistance. It's blocked right now. It's blocked. I'm going to say it's blocked. Sometimes there's a resistance to going inwards, but I'm seeing now it's blocked because there is this purpose. There is this something that you want to do, and maybe it is your life's purpose. Maybe you're feeling it, your mission, but it's really blocked here. And the universe is saying it's sitting there. It's ready for you unconsciously. And you're feeling it. You're feeling the nudge here to go and get it, but it's blocked. And so what's needed here? Wow. What's needed? Well, this is a card of your ego self. This is the battle of the wills, right? This number 5 is all about a change, right? You have a battle of the will going on. This is the conflict that's going on, but 5s are about change. And in order to make a change for ourselves, we really have to look at what our ego is telling us. And our ego is comparing ourselves. I find when I did this with tarot, when I started this channel, when I first was when I was ready to try it, when I was ready to turn the camera on, I honestly sat here and I went, I can't do this. I can't do this. And I would compare myself to other readers online, and I would go, I can't do this. I can't talk like them. I can't be them. But if you look at 5 tarot readers, even 2, they're so different, and they interpret their cards so differently because they're interpreting, you know, depending on their life experience. And so I knew that I had something different. Every tarot reader has something different, but I got online and I compared myself, and I'm saying, well, how come they're doing so well? They've been doing this for this many years and they have this many followers. And you know, I just told myself so much crap, because that's what we do to ourselves, and then our unworthiness kicks in, and that's what really stops us from doing what we want to do. And so what is needed here is for you to take a look at, how are you comparing yourself to other people? How are you judging yourself based on other people out there? You know, maybe you are starting a new YouTube channel. Maybe you want to do something, but you just have this fear that you can't do it. You know, you just can't do this. And here's this unworthiness that's coming out right here. I can't do this, because you're comparing yourself to other people. And so the understanding is, you know, the death card comes out. I wasn't sure how it was going to come out. Now I see. The death card means there's certain things that have to go. Sometimes it's people that have to leave our life, or we have to step away from. But it also means that there's certain belief systems and patterns that have to go. And so what I'm hearing here is that, you know, this whole pattern that you have of this whole thing of believing, you know, these unworthy things. We have 2 cards of unworthiness here. You have the 6 of Pentacles, weighing how much you're worth. And then you have this particular card, the ego card, where you compare yourself to other people. And so the death card's coming out and saying, that has to die. That has to stop. This whole Scorpio, this whole thing of comparing yourself to other people and judging your self-worth by other people has to stop, because you're you and you're not them. And I've had to work that so many times where I've had to say, no, this is you. You know, this is you. This is you. You're unique. This is what you're bringing to the table. It doesn't matter whatever other people have done. It doesn't matter what other people are doing. This is what you want to do. And I know that I said to you, take that cup, Scorpio, and just say yes. It doesn't matter. And you're so close. You're so close to, doing what you're feeling you have to do. And you've taken some time to really think about it in the hermit mode here. But you're coming up, you're being blocked because this creative wand here that's wanting to take birth, it's sitting here in your unconscious. You're coming up with this unworthiness card, and that has to stop. You have to somehow find a way to deal with this unworthiness, and that may mean you have to start to ground and you start journal. You journal from those feelings. I have excellent videos. If you go to my other site called Carol Cares, and I talk about journaling from your unworthiness, and that's what needs to be looked at this month. So take care, Scorpio, and I'll see you next month. Bye-bye.